Hello and welcome to In Stitches. Today I've got this Elna T34D on the bench. Wasn't there a famous Russian tank called a T-34? I thought that I'd start to produce videos that could go into a playlist based around the servicing of a machine, and not necessarily, always showing the oiling, as I haven't shown in this one either, but I did in the previous one. But at least maybe just a series or a playlist where I show removing the panels of a machine and how to actually get into the machine. I mean, a lot of people refer to them as teardowns. I don't particularly like that term, teardown. It's more like service access, so accessing the internals of the machine to allow service. And that's pretty much what I think I'll base the videos and the playlist around. So I'll keep adding to the playlist as I create those sorts of videos, and that way people will know that it's not a full service. I'm not showing the full actual service, just access for facilitating a service. So yeah, keep an eye out for more of those sorts of videos. Anyway, I thought that I'd show you this as a sort of a before and after. This machine here is in for service and it's running pretty rough. I've threaded the machine up. I've replaced the needles just to do a test run prior to the service. I'll turn it on here. It's also running fairly slow, and I can feel the hand wheels pretty tight there. Yeah, quite an. It's sewing fine. It's it looks fine. The blades may need a sharpen or a replacement. I'm not too sure. It seems to be cutting okay. That side of it's okay. I'll show you the tear down procedure of this one as well, just so that you can see how to get into the machine for servicing if you ever want to do so. But just a quick look around the machine. We've got a couple of dials here. The front dial there, that's your stitch length there. The little side dial there, that's the differential feed, so on neutral at the moment, and that will be stretch and that'll be gather. So set it to neutral there. The front door just pops open like a standard overlocker or serger. We call them overlockers here. And another nifty little feature is it's got a free arm feature. So at the moment it's just set to open here, this lever, and that literally just opens. Whoops, if I open that and open that, it opens the little side cover here to allow easy access to the lower looper threading there. And also a handy little compartment here for storing needles and bits and pieces, maybe cleaning brush, pair of tweezers, things like that. But if we close that side back up again and flip the lever to free arm, we can pull it out and you'll see it's got this little free arm here. So that's handy for, if you were maybe overlocking the bottom of a pant leg, or the end of a sleeve or something like that. Something tubular can go around this here. Pretty handy. And if you want to get in for threading, you can just remove the little plastic free arm cover. So yeah, quite a convenient little design there. There's an adjustment for the blade on here. That's your blade cutting width there. So I thought today I'd take an opportunity to show you how to remove the covers on this machine. We'll just remove the threads here. I'm probably going to do minimal editing on this video, so any sort of delays, apologies for that if it sort of drags out a little bit, but yeah, I just want to do a quick rundown today. So we'll start by removing the thread stand here. It's just 2 screws down in here. Produced for Elna. So I think probably this is a Japanese machine. I'm not sure who would have produced it. If it's Japanese, it could be Juki, just not sure. stand there. It's probably quite a good idea just to put the screws back in where they came out. You don't have to tighten them up as such, just make sure that you know they're in loosely there, just so that you know where they came from. Pretty good idea. The face cover here, just that screw there. Whoopsie, that one comes off. And may have to take this panel off, not 100% sure. Side panel, 3 screws. Now I won't be going through the actual servicing process of this machine today, or the lubrication, cleaning and lubrication. If you want to see that, I have recently done a video on a Elna 610D which shows the lubrication process, and it's fairly generic between machines, so you could take a look at that if you want to go ahead and pull the panels off your machine. If you've got one of these, go ahead and follow this video, and then maybe refer to the Elna 610D video that I produced recently, and that goes through the lubrication process in detail there. Let's remove the presser foot, just unthreaded it there. I might as well, while I'm here, remove this throat plate here, otherwise known as a stitch plate or needle plate. Just the one screw at the front there, and that comes off. The front is held on by a screw here. I haven't taken the side off yet. I've got the screws loose, but it's not coming off easily, so I probably need to get the front off there. Just like that. Oh, that's just a little cover, but quite handy to remove just for servicing purposes. Oh no, not really necessary to take off because you don't gain any access really, but I'll leave that off anyway. Let's take that screw out. That's the front cover one, and I think there are 2 in the top. Can't say I've specifically worked on one of these recently, so I'm sort of just taking screws out that I know hold panels on, and they should just start coming loose. Something else holding that one. I'm just going to take this little panel here off. It's the little pre-tensioner thread guides, just to see whether there's anything that's holding that front panel on there. Let's put those screws back in there. Oh yeah, there's the side panel. I just had to lift this front panel slightly, and that should come off. There's the 3 screws have just fallen out there. There's a power switch down here. That's the power switch, and a cable that's holding the panel on. You could probably actually extract that whole. There's a whole little plastic cover that should just pop off. Just taking these little latches up there to release this little cover here, so that I can remove the side panel there like that. You can go ahead and pop these screws back into place here like that motor belt. So as part of the service, that's probably a good thing to check the tension of the motor belt. There's another belt here which will be part of it's part of the differential feed adjustment there. That feels nice and taut there. The motor belt feels nice and taut as well, so no need to adjust that at this stage. I won't go into that in this video. Should be able to just swing it around. Oh yep, there's another screw just in here on the front cover there. That, and that allows this to come off. You have to lift it over the presser foot pressure adjuster. It's probably actually easier just to remove this completely. If you wanted to know exactly where it was before you started unscrewing it, you can count the number of turns it took to unscrew it, but that is adjustable for your foot pressure. Okay, and that might just allow this to easily pop off like that. And there we have the top cover with its two screws there, and take this little free arm cover off, and we're pretty much into the machine. You know, you could take this back cover off here. Will that remove that one? Yep, as part of the service maybe. It's probably a good idea just to have a look, see what we've got there. That's not coming off yet. Let's have a look and get the base off. Just tip the machine on its back there, and we have 4 screws. Oh, there's the other motor cover screw there on the bottom. That doesn't need removing, just loosening. Just loosen that and it should just pull straight out, I would say. Yeah, that's probably okay. It just hinges out of the way. It gives access to, you know, this area down in here, maybe for lubrication down in here. If you ever wanted to work on the motor or anything like that, it gives access to the motor. Tip the machine back here. Loosen these 3 screws here for the base. In fact, since I'm not taking the back cover off, I might as well, or the motor cover, I might as well remove this screw here. That one. And just remove these. Fairly tight. I don't think they've been undone since new, but I feel of that. And we'll just get those screws out. There's the bottom cover there. And now we have full access to the machine. There's the motor cover has come off there now. Okay, so we're pretty much into the machine. Well, there's the so the side cover is actually hinged here, and you can just lift it up and it'll actually pop out. In fact, it should only really come out by extracting this pin here, and there's a little Allen key grub screw here that loosens this pin. That was obviously already loose because that just fell out, but yeah, you don't really need to take this off. It's just that it was loose, and I thought, why not just take that off. Also, the spring fell out of the presser foot bar there while I had it on its back there. That just goes down onto the presser foot bar there. And that's it, ready for servicing. So what I would do from here is I would blow the machine out with an air compressor. You know, there's quite a bit of lint in here. Give it a good clean. A little brush, you know, if you've got a little cleaning brush, that's also sufficient. You can get in there and just give your machine a good clean like that, a good brush down, get rid of any lint, dust, and things like that. And then it's a matter of lubricating the machine. As I said, check out the Elna T34D video. And the other things to check obviously is your blade sharpness, motor belt as mentioned, and just a general look over the machine. Okay, so I'll go ahead and do that. I'll put the machine back together. So as far as assembling, it's basically just the reverse of disassembly. You know, if you've put your screws back in the screw holes, it's nice and easy to, you know, match up where they come from, and it should be fairly straightforward to put the machine back together. And so once I've done that, I'll give you a quick demo of what the machine sounds like after a service, and we can compare that with the pre-service. So as far as the noise that it makes and you know, its speed, etc. Just another thing to mention here before you go putting the front panel back on this particular machine is it has the tension discs and dials built into the front panel. Not all machines are like this, but while you're servicing the machine you'd want to clean the tension discs, and this particular one, as I say, has it on the front panel here, and it's easily accessible probably from the back of the machine. The proper way to do this is to remove all of the tensioners and, you know, disassemble them and clean them properly. And you know, that's probably only really necessary if there's residue on the discs and you're finding that you can't get your tensions right no matter what you do. But you'll see, if we have a close look here, you might be able to see there that this has just a little bit of sort of dusty lint in between the discs there. I would give that a brush out if all you have is a brush, or if you've got an air compressor, give that a good blowout from both sides. I'd go front and back there. Maybe if you're coming in from the front, you could just hold a, you know, the likes of a narrow screwdriver or something like that, a small screwdriver, just to hold those discs open there just slightly while you blow compressed air in there, or get your brush in there as well. I'll go ahead and blow that out, but you know, you can use a brush, it's no problem there. Yeah, so just see if you can hold the discs open. I've got a little screwdriver in there, that shouldn't do any damage there. Just give that a brush out like that, and do that 2 or 4 tension units there. Okay, as you can see, the machine's all back together there now. I did sharpen the lower blade. It was a little bit blunt, not too bad. Top blade's fine. So let's do a comparison, before and after comparison. It's also running fairly slow, and I can feel the hand wheels pretty tight there. So as you can hear, it's sounding a lot better. So that just shows you really that a good service of your machine can help its longevity, makes it last longer, it quietens it down, it makes it smoother, and you know, generally just works better. It pays to have a service done on your machine fairly regularly. It just helps everything run smoothly there. I hope you found that helpful. Thank you as always to my patrons for your support, and thank you very much for watching.